Hi, everyone. I am Anna, and welcome to today's message. Today's message is Design Reveals Your Destiny from Romans 12, 6 through 8. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it's serving, then serve. If it's teaching, then teach. If it's to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. And if it's to lead, do it diligently. And if it's to show mercy, we'll do it cheerfully. Now, I won't explain this verse. Most understand it well enough. But to understand it, I first want to explain something to you. Most people, approximately 87% of those who go to church, have no idea what their spiritual gift is or how to use it. They go to church, they hear what the pastor says, and they leave every Sunday to do the same things they do every day of every week. And the remaining 13% of people, well, they have an idea of what their gift is, and about half of those people actively share it. And here is a little thing to think about while we discuss this verse today. The jobs of the 12 apostles were as such. Peter, Andrew, James, and John were fishermen. Bartholomew was a missionary. Matthew was a tax collector. Thomas and Thaddeus were tradesmen. Nobody really knew what job James had. And Judas Iscariot was the one, who betrayed Jesus. And it's unknown what his job was, but it's very well documented that he struggled financially. And, these apostles, they came from various backgrounds, yet each contributed to spreading God's word and establishing the early church. So please keep this in mind during today's discussion. I would like to make a special note that none of them were a minister prior to being chosen as an apostle. So let's talk about this verse. God gives us grace through divine enablement by giving each of us a special gift. And you've heard me for months now sharing my story here. My gift is to share my story with all of you because I've been faced with some pretty serious diversity in my life, and God saved me. And along with saving me, He gave me gifts that we've spoken about several times. Things that in hindsight, I realize I've always had, but I just didn't know it before. However, I can recall using these gifts as far back as 8 years old. I can say with confidence, with the way that the world is now, that I share that I have every reason to believe that we are in the last days as the Bible has described. And I believe that what it also says is that many people right now are having their eyes opened. Many people are being awakened. Many people all over the world are prophesying. They're dreaming miraculous things and seeing things in a way they never have before. And I am one of those people. But what I really want you to know is that I'm not special. Being chosen by God is a gift that we all receive. The only thing that separates me is that I've chosen to accept it and to follow. And this is the purpose of today's verse and today's message. Our gifts are given for the purpose of advancing people to mature in God's love and their purpose. The purpose that God gave us in our lives. And I end most of my messages with love is the answer, and that's because it is. God's unconditional love is the answer to all diversity in our life. Besides the fact that love is the most important commandment in the Bible, I can assure you that all of hell is hoping that I'm going to fail in my mission. And Satan will do anything to stop me. And I run into issues every single day. But I can assure you that it's a losing venture for him. I'm never going to stop telling people about God's unconditional love. Now, I want to share with you, as I said, that I am not special in having these gifts. If you're hearing me today, well, you also have a gift. You see, people have this odd way of believing that they're either not worthy or perhaps not educated enough to share God's word with others. And that, again, would be Satan whispering in your ear. When someone like me ministers to another person, it's not because I'm smarter or more capable. And the truth is that even when you go to church, despite the pastor being in front of you giving a message, well, he or she is no better or more capable than you are at delivering the same message. And if you are someone listening today and you think differently, well, that's your ego talking. And I'll be praying for you for humility and to choose to be humbler. It might just be that delivering messages like I do isn't your gift, and serving others in another way is. But trust me, you have an equally valuable gift inside of you just waiting to be used. And the pastor and the congregation, well, they have equal parts of God inside of them. And God has called each of us to minister, and we're all chosen for God's work. And you were chosen before you were even born, before you were created. You were chosen to be a masterpiece made by God. And every gift that is given is important, and every person is important in God's master plan. We all have the same access to God through Jesus Christ. So my real question today is, have you chosen to find out your spiritual gift? Because I can assure you there's no one on earth who can do your gift better than you can. No matter what it is. Only you can accomplish the purpose for which God gave you. And if you've been listening to me since the beginning, well, you know I've been through some really bad stuff in my life. What do you think I'd be like right now if I had chosen to remain the same person I was before? How about if I decided to choose Satan instead of God when I went through all that? What if God had not chosen to save me when I wanted to leave this earth? What if I had not chosen to live a spiritually awakened life? Well, I'm glad I don't have to know that answer because, well, back before then, I was miserable. And I am now living peaceful and joyful, and I'm trying to live a Christ-like life. And I have found my own self-love because of God's love for me. I can't even explain how grateful I am to God for saving me. So today's message is this. God has given each of us the ability to do certain things very well. So if God has given you the ability to use your gifts, you need to be strong enough to receive that message from God and use them every day. Don't decide to be the same way you were 5 years ago. Make a choice to change. Choose to find God's plan for you. Choose your gift and manage it well. God has been generous with you. Don't forget that. Choose to come home to Jesus because we're all a part of this. No one is less important than another one. And if we are missing pieces, well, we can't be whole. And honestly, life is meaningless without God's unconditional love, and we're the most like Him when we're loving ourselves and others. So today, choose to use the gift that God loved you so much to give to you. Don't be the one who goes to church and doesn't do what God has called you to do. Be the unconditional love that is in you, given by a mighty and powerful God. Because, my friends, love is the answer. If this resonated with you, please like and share my post. And thank you for your donations to My Divine Mission and for helping me to keep my message alive. I'll see you next time.